I want to show you how I took this strategy right here from a 63% win rate, $42,500 in profit, 194 total trades, to this strategy, 85 total trades, 60 of them ran for 15% with a 71% win rate with almost the same amount of fucking net profit. Ain't that crazy? And the only way I was able to fix this, guys, is because of all of this information and data that I tracked. So let's have a real conversation, because I know you guys want to be more profitable in 2026. So like, what's the best advice that I can give you guys that has truly helped me out in 2025 going into this year that I think is going to continue to help me? And it's my fucking obsession that I have with having more data and more information than anybody else in this game. I want you to envision this as a ladder. And the higher you go up on this ladder, the more money that you make in the market. Well, we need to ask ourselves, who the fuck is at the top of this ladder? Who's making the most amount of money? And we all know who's making the most amount of money. It's the hedgies, baby. It's the big hedge funds. They manage billions of dollars every single year, and somehow they get a return month over month, and they get a return year over year. Well, how the fuck do they do that? Because 90% of retail traders are unprofitable and they're losing money. So what the hell do these hedge funds have that we don't? And I'll give you that answer. It's right here, baby. They have access to more data and more information because they're able to make logical decisions. They're able to build out algorithms based off that data instead of making emotional decisions. Okay, next up, we got institutional investors. Okay, let's move down a little bit lower on this ladder. And who's all the way down here at the bottom? Raise your hand. It's me, you, Billy, Joe, and Bob. And all of us are down here at the bottom as retail traders. I'll just put RT. Now, the problem with this, Billy, Bob, and Joe that are watching this, is that there's levels to this retail trader shit, right? Because you're competing, player versus player. You're competing against the hedge funds, the institutional investors, but also you're competing against other retail traders, which means you're competing against people like me who have tracked every single one of their setups. They compare the best take profits. They compare the best place to put their stop losses, and they're constantly making adjustments to their strategy based off that information. I'm trading with more logical reasoning than just trading with emotions. And then all the way down here at the bottom, you know what you got down here at the bottom? Billy, Joe, and Bob. And you know what they're doing? Oh, it's a green candle. I'm just going to buy now. They don't really have a strategy. They have a half-assed strategy. They jump from strategy to strategy. They're always making emotional decisions. They make money one day and they lose it back the next day. And they never follow a strategy long enough to actually see it through. They don't track anything. They don't have access to any data, any information. And they wonder why they're losing money. And the proof is in the pudding. Up here, I track over 15 different variables. Time of day, free flow, market cap, day of the week. Did the second 5-minute candle close green? Did the next 1-minute candle close green? Was the 1-minute candle trending green during breakout? What was the dip before the breakout? What was the daily gain at the breakout level? I track all these things. What fucking country did the stock come from? So what I was able to do is once this strategy started chopping sideways, I said, let me revisit all these different variables. And is there any time frame that's currently not performing very well? Is there any free float that's currently not performing very well? What about the market caps? And out of all these other variables, is there anything else that I can add on top of this where we can filter through and limit the amount of trades that we take but still get the same result? And through that filtering, I was able to turn it into this. This is the same exact strategy with the same exact trigger with just a couple more filters. Basically what I had to do was I had to cut out 2 hours out of the day that was not performing very well at all. So this strategy was performing phenomenal during certain times of the day. But the other 2 hours that I was continuing to trade, just going into 2026, they're not performing, and it's actually what's holding the strategy back. And then I started visiting all my other different variables as well. And I was like, what makes the biggest difference here? And then I noticed one of the other variables, like, man, it impacted the strategy a lot. And if I just get rid of that one part, then actually, you know, in this strategy, instead of pulling back for all of December and January, holy shit, I could have just kept growing, right? And the only reason I'm able to make adjustments like this on the fly is because I track every single one of these setups every single day. This is how I use access to information and data in my dashboard to not only take a look at strategies and find the strategies that are actually profitable, but actually take those profitable strategies and make them even better using information and data.